Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whenever the fuck you're watching this episode. It's Backyard Blitz, brought to you by Backyard Sports. We got the gang, all of us present and accounted for. We have an extra little addition into this episode, and I'm not really welcoming of it. Andy, we'll go to you first. What are your thoughts on the new addition to this episode that we have on our hands?
Yo, the new addition is Gary. You got to get that off your head.
This is
No, but really though, I did have an opening statement. Like I don't always, but 7 starting quarterbacks did not play in the preseason. They are Matthew Stafford, Kyler Murray, Dak Prescott, Aaron Rodgers, Joe Burrow, Ryan Tannehill, and David Carr.
Man.
And they all have one thing in common. I mean, food for thought, kids. It's week 1.
It's their preseason.
It's somebody's.
Yeah. That was garbage time for 4 quarters for a lot of these quarterbacks. Trash performance. And plenty
Worth noting that some of those teams sat their entire starting roster too.
The Rams damn sure looked like they
so
sat
odd.
their entire starting roster.
They didn't play.
Lots of shit to get into for last week. But Gary, how are you?
I'm well. My daughter, of course, I'm a parent and have responsibilities, or at least commitments that when they tug on your heartstrings, you put on bunny ears for your podcast.
Yo, is she watching the show?
Lacey's gonna show her the video, and
then that's fine if she's watching.
Yeah, she's gonna see it.
She paid the cost.
She paid the cost.
I dig it.
What a great dad.
I try.
Good dad vibes here, Backyard Sports. So, all right, let's jump into week 1. Kind of quickly debrief here what we got. And starting right off the bat, we're going to talk about Bills-Rams. So we just talked about Stafford being one of those quarterbacks we saw about, but we also talked a lot about the Bills' performance, what were expectations of them this year. And, Andy, you were in on Stafford.
I was in on the Rams, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Bills looked like a team who hit their midseason stride already, didn't they? Like it was
too smooth.
Pretty remarkable. Like
diversifying the field.
I've been where I'm at, with the Bills. We've all had discussions. Actually, I don't think we've had the discussion live. We've had discussions in the chat. I don't know if that necessarily changes. They look really fucking good though. Sharp. They look like 7 weeks in. The Rams, however, like what the fuck was that? Like what are you guys doing? You won the Super Bowl. You brought in Allen Robinson. The Matt Stafford doesn't throw to black guys fucking meme is incredible.
Right, and now
everyone forgets about Megatron and Marvin Jones.
Or every wide receiver he had in Detroit, because I don't think he ever had a white guy besides Danny Amendola. Like it's funny though. It's all good sport. Like no, they looked bad though. Got your asses kicked. The only thing that looked good for them was I think they had like 4 sacks. So 3 or 4 sacks. So that defense did a little bit, but like, I don't know. Josh Allen just looked like everything was clicking. He knew where he was going to go. He knew where the next progression was. Yeah, no, masterpiece by the Bills. Absolutely fucking fire.
Gary, what are your thoughts? I mean, it was obviously clinical there. My only concerns from the Bills was really on the run game, but then again, that defense has Aaron Donald. So,
yeah, I think what you saw Thursday night was kind of a microcosm of a number of things. Andy mentioned Stafford didn't play in the preseason. The Rams are kind of the team that started this trend. McVay is the guy who started this whole, I want my guys healthy for the season, and we'll figure it out on the fly. And it worked for them. Last year, they won a Super Bowl. They've been to a Super Bowl previously. So this year, it just seems like these are 2 teams that are in 2 different spots. And Andy mentioned midseason form. You mentioned it was clinical. The biggest difference for me is with the Bills. Von Miller was such a drastic change for that defense because they were good last year and they finished number 1 last year, but they didn't finish like they finished on Thursday night. And that could be a bit of the Rams, right? This is week 1 and we're allowed to overreact a little bit. But they were getting home, and it wasn't just Von Miller getting home, although he did get the first sack of the season. They had guys all over that defensive front that were getting home against Matthew Stafford. And I know the Rams are going to have some issues on the offensive line, but if I'm a Bills fan, and I'm a little bit of a Bills supporter, my dad's a Bills fan, so I'm, of course, got a soft spot. I'm excited about what that was defensively on Thursday night, because the Rams we talked about it during the game, the Rams never looked like they had a chance. And it reminded me of, of course, we talked about it during this Super Bowl, the Super Bowl against the Patriots, when Belichick just seemed to have McVay's number. That's what it looked like with the Bills on Thursday night. And then on the offensive side of the ball, Josh Allen, you mentioned it, Andy. He just seemed to be in control of the offense. And he's, of course, in year 4 in this offense. Really, they've built it around him to succeed. They've got, they lost Dable in the offseason, and it just seems like, oh, yeah, ho-hum, here we go. Josh Allen's still the guy. Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis picked up right where he left off in the playoffs. It looks like Josh Allen could teach a masterclass on quarterbacking in the NFL, especially in the system that he's comfortable with.
Yeah.
The one concern for me, and Raul, you just mentioned it, is the run game. And this team is built to beat teams like the Rams. They're built to beat teams like the Chiefs. They're built to beat teams like the Packers. They're built to beat teams, that have a quarterback that they're really getting after, the Buccaneers, right, with Brady and what he does and trying to get him off his spot. To rush the passer, I worry about them if they do end up matched up in the playoffs, again, with a team that can, 1, run the ball, and 2, really plays them soft against Josh Allen in the past. He was super patient, though, against the Rams, and he's going to have to be that way every game, because they're going to start playing that 2-shell defense against him that they played against Mahomes a lot. He was really good about it last night or Thursday against the Rams. It's going to have to be that way because they cannot run the ball. They absolutely, unless Josh Allen's running it, cannot run the ball. And I was so excited for that draft pick, James Cook. And, of course, he fucking fumbles on the first carry of his career. He'll recover, I think, from that. It's a thing. It's fumbles. It's whatever. But if they cannot get a run game going without Josh Allen having to be the one to carry the ball, they're still going to have a little bit of trouble when bad weather comes. We saw the Patriots suffocate them last year. The playoffs, when things get a little tighter, you've got to be able to kind of control the tempo, control the ball. But, man, the Bills looked like they were clicking on almost all cylinders on Thursday night, and it was really surprising because it's week 1, and you kind of wait for these teams to get a little slow out of the gate.
Stove, Dabinski got the fucking job because of the Bills.
He did.
It's not him.
It is a change, though. It is a change.
But it's not him. I don't care what the Giants did this week. It's not him. I don't believe that. Listen, I do care what the Giants did, but in this context, I don't.
Well, you know what? Yeah, and we'll get to the Giants here in a second. Let's talk Eagles-Lions, 38-35. Well, I guess I'll read in this list here. So,
yeah, sorry.
Baltimore Jets, 24-9. And, this was kind of a unanimous thing. Nothing really of nature to talk about with the Jets.
No.
Let's see. On to Saints, Falcons. And this one was,
closer than it should have been.
Good for Jameis, man.
Right?
Good
this
for
was
Jameis.
the Falcons doing Falcons things, too.
What the fuck were the Falcons even doing in that game?
Up by 16. And
How did they be in that game?
Just 2 teams.
So I didn't watch
here
the game personally. I mean, I was watching other interests.
The Saints were just out of sorts.
No, listen, I don't think the Saints are very good. I think they're okay. I think they probably have a decent defense. They have a goofball quarterback who's
eating W's.
pretty decent. They've got Michael Thomas looked great.
He did look
Michael
pretty good.
Thomas. I mean,
All
you fucks who stashed him, like in keeper leagues going forward, that's a thing. I mean, you guys got him late round. That's cool. I don't know, man.
If you look at Jameis Winston and Michael Thomas, it is like having like a Porsche engine on a fucking golf cart. So
that'd be fun.
Yeah, it'd probably be fun. You're gonna have some,
Yeah, crab legs. All
I
day.
bet he ate good afterwards.
Oh.
Solid win to start out the season. Solid win to start out the season. The Washington football team, or the Commanders now, take on the Jaguars 28-22. Unanimous decision there. Let's talk about your alma mater here, your home team.
Yeah, this was, if for anybody who wasn't prepared for it, like this was Carson Wentz kind of in a nutshell, what he's sort of always been. Even during his MVP season, there were times when he would make some bad decisions, and you had to kind of understand that he was going to come back and make, a throw here, a play there. And he did it, right? He looked really steady early in the game. The first half, the offense was humming. I thought Scott Turner had a good game plan for probably the first time in his career. They were spreading the ball to the field. Curtis Samuel looks unbelievable when he's healthy. Knock on wood.
Targeted 11 times.
Yeah, let's keep him fucking healthy, seriously, because he was making dudes miss. Like, unbelievable. Antonio Gibson looked really comfortable in the role that they had him in. Spread him out, get him involved in the pass game. Don't ask him to run between the tackles 25 times a game, and I think he's going to be a productive guy. And then Wentz, he makes some big throws. Jahan Dotson, I'm eating crow on him every single time I watch him play because I didn't like the pick. That dude can fucking play. And I posted it on Facebook. Ron got one over on me. Congrats, Ron. That dude can fucking play. And then Wentz in the middle of the game has a lull. And you see one throw that he's late on, and then they come back the next series, he throws a pick on a screen. Everybody's blaming Wentz for the screen pass. You can kiss my ass on that because everybody on that offensive line quit on the play. Nobody tried to engage. Nobody tried to sell the screen. Nothing. Trayvon Edwards is just standing there fucking waiting for the ball. It's not Wentz's fault. That's fucking piss poor execution by the offensive line on that play. That one's not Wentz's fault. The first one is, but the first one he was late on. Quarterbacks are late on throws. What I did like from Wentz, though, is that he made those mistakes. He shook them off, and he made an unbelievable throw to Terry McLaurin. I'm not willing to say only 5 quarterbacks, but RG3's dumbass said only 5 quarterbacks in the league can make that throw. There's only a handful of guys that can really push that throw down the field. Carson Wentz, for all of his pockmarks that people don't like about him, does have a really good arm. And then the throw to Dotson at the end of the game to get the touchdown to take the lead was a fucking unbelievable throw and catch. The defense looked like shit again. They're going to have to score a bunch of points to win games. They're going to have to average 26 to 31 points a fucking game. Wentz is going to have to play well. The receivers are going to have to continue to support him. Jack Del Rio should have been fired fucking 2 years ago. Just it's a fucking mess. You should not have been in a game with the Jacksonville fucking Jaguars when you were up 2 scores at half and chasing fucking points down the stretch because your defense is fucking useless. With one of the best defensive fronts in football.
I needed the last 10 seconds of that. That's what I needed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You worked up to it, and it was solid analysis, but we're still talking about the Commanders here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
On to the next game.
Talking about Jack fucking Del Rio.
Still talking about Jack fucking Del Rio.
He's so mad, dude.
He's
so mad to win. It's crazy.
All right, and Baker loses at home.
Fuck this
to his former team. And Andy calling it right. And 26-24, and the fucking Browns put it down.
It's gotta feel like shit, though.
I didn't pick it because I necessarily thought it was a thing.
I feel like I
thought it was a 50-50. It was a 50-50 bang, right?
Yeah, you're being petty. That's fine.
No, I'm not being petty.
I wanted to see Baker fail in a season opener. That's petty.
It's not that. It was a 50-50 to me. I don't believe in the fucking Panthers like you guys might. I know, Raul, you took some like drastic measures before the season started with the Panthers. You're like, yeah, the Panthers, dude, they're probably gonna fucking, run the fucking USSR. Like, I get it. I get that. I get where you went, and I did some weird shit too. I picked the fucking Broncos.
I think the Browns, honestly, I think the Browns are underestimated. Period. You know,
they have a great defense.
That run game.
They've got a couple of good fucking running backs. Like it's the best 1-2 punch in the league, right?
Yeah.
So it worked. Listen,
They also needed a 58-yarder, though. Andy, you said 50-50 coin flip.
Sure,
they needed a 58-yarder to win it.
50-50, dude. To me, it was one. To me, that was an upset pick. I picked it, but it was an upset. Like, I'm not gonna pick. I don't pick the favorite every game, so that was one of mine that they weren't the favorite. I picked them.
I mean, listen, I can't argue that Baker's trash. I can't argue that at all. I hate to say it, but I'd probably take Wentz over Baker.
I would too. That's not even a weird debate, is it?
I see why that's. Yeah, no. I mean,
Wait,
I'm also.
Shit, Stove, you got me fucked up now,
dude.
Listen, I'll tell you, damn right. I just had
on
to
the next one.
I'm trying to pick up fucking Wentz in all my fantasy leagues. Thank fucking light skinned Dak. Yeah, goofball. Yeah, light skinned goofball.
Chiefs cards. Chiefs take it home. It's unanimous, 44-21 in Arizona. Not bad.
Irish Patty Mahomes, man. This is what happens.
Yeah.
Everybody said, hey, the defense wasn't good enough. That was the last year thing.
I mean, I also
expected the line got not good enough. Now we needed Tyreek.
I also expected Arizona not to have it together week 1.
Right. Well, listen, the week 1 is weird. Week 2 is weird. Week 3 is even a little weird. However, if you don't think Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL, you're wrong. You're strictly you're wrong. I mean, I see you posturing, Gary. Give me the Josh Allen argument. You're wrong, though.
We don't have enough on Josh yet.
I'm not saying
yes,
Josh
we do.
Allen. I mean,
we have enough. We have enough on Josh.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
No, we don't.
We only have one more year of Pat than we have of Josh.
We have enough on Josh. Yeah. It's Pat. Is it Brady still?
I think there's 3, probably 4 that I throw in a hat and maybe pick them out. I do.
Okay.
I do.
Kirk Cousins, dude. What? Who?
Yes, Kirk Cousins. Yes.
Let's get it.
Kirk Cousins, Carson Wentz, and Baker Mayfield. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So no, realistically, who are we talking here? We're talking Brady, Rodgers,
Brady, Rodgers, Allen. I'm probably even going to throw Herbert in there as we go through this season. I do.
I like the Herbert. I take the Herbert thing.
But so you take Herbert over Josh Allen?
That's a fucking weird take.
High, dude.
No. I'm not taking the Herbert thing over.
Yeah, but you were immediately dismissing. But you were
dismissive of Allen and said, "Nah, I'd probably put Herbert in there." That's
no. I take the Herbert thing. We're talking because you named 5 guys. We're talking top 5 now. I take the Herbert thing all day. Allen's definitely top 5. Allen's 2.
Sure,
he's absolutely 2. Pat Mahomes is the best quarterback.
Mahomes ain't that.
He has been. I'm not saying he doesn't have to be a school bus length better.
Yeah.
He just has to be a fucking
He's got the edge.
A Suzuki Forenza, bud. Like I mean, he don't have to be.
We're talking microns.
Right. He don't have to be John Holmes better. He'd be Gary Freeze better. Let's go. I mean, fuck.
Josh Stovall says Arizona will go on like a 6-1 run, and then midway through roller coasters start rolling downhill. I mean, we're going to see a repeat of last year potentially.
I don't think we're going to get there with Arizona.
You don't think they're even going to get to that? I don't. 4 or 5 even.
I think in week 3 to 4 we're going to start hearing the rumblings, and the seat's going to get really hot for Cliff because they miss DeAndre Hopkins more than anybody wants to give credit for. Because
DeAndre Hopkins 100% has been grossly underrated.
100%. But there was so much talk about the money in the offseason and how Kyler Murray's a mutant, yada, yada, yada. Every time DeAndre Hopkins is out of that lineup, that fucking offense struggles.
No, they got Hollywood Brown. They're fine.
Oh yeah, Hollywood Brown, the guy that couldn't score. Yeah, absolutely.
He's way better.
No, seriously, I don't think we're going to get there with Arizona. I think midway through this season, we're going to start trying to figure out who's going to be the next coach of the Arizona Cardinals.
Agreed.
No. DeAndre Hopkins is so grossly underrated still.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But
he's out for 6 weeks.
That's fine. That's not even that long.
If they're 0-3, 0-4, those rumblings are going to start.
Well, sure, but I'm just like
on to the next game.
Okay.
Well, I want to talk a little about the Chiefs real quick, though.
I
do because we saw this weekend. One, Arizona's defense isn't very good, so let's kind of pump the brakes a little on Pat Mahomes throwing 5 TDs to 5 different guys every week here. He's great, but that Arizona defense is bad. But what I did see from the Chiefs this weekend was spreading the ball around they don't have many options outside of Kelsey. They've got to find guys in favorable matchups. Juju, I know you guys love him. That dude is fucking buns.
I don't think we ever said we loved him.
You guys fucking thought,
I think we said we liked him.
He's going to replace Tyreek.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say Andy.
Nobody said that.
Andy didn't sing his praises like I
had
faith that he was going to be good.
When we get to a tougher matchup for Kansas City, I'm really interested to see how that offense goes.
But we were talking fantasy, though. Fantasy and real life are two different sports. So, like, I love Jalen Hurts as a fantasy quarterback. Yeah. Love him. Big fucking heart emoji thing. Like, Gary, whatever you guys do at Burning Man. But, like, as an actual player, I don't like him that much. Not at all. You know, like Kirk Cousins, love him as a fantasy quarterback. Like, running the helm on my ship? No, dude. Nose deep in the fucking sand.
Let's get nose deep into the next game.
He's so upset.
San Francisco. Fucking. What happened, dude?
Well,
Mother Nature happened.
A monsoon, yeah.
It has to be.
Did you see him squeegeeing the field?
Justin Fields.
Did you see Justin Fields? He disappeared under a wave.
Dude, that was the worst thing I've ever fucking seen.
That was bad.
Good for him, dude.
I listen, between my non-belief in week 1 or week 2, or sometimes even week 3, and then that,
So this is an anomaly.
No,
right?
no comment.
This is an anomaly.
But
we're not going to see this out of San Francisco next week. Is that what we're saying? Because by you trying to minimize this, okay.
I'm saying that, yes.
Okay, so then Trey Lance is the answer, even though Jimmy G's on payroll with his extension. Okay.
Those are two different things.
No, you got to fucking own up to all of it.
Those are two different things.
That. No,
I think San Fran can win football games. Absolutely. They don't lose to the Bears again. The Bears are butt cheeks.
Butt cheeks. Yeah.
Butt cheeks, dude.
You know who's not butt cheeks, dude? Justin Fields.
Yeah, dude. Listen, Justin Fields is, and I like Fields. I wanted the Lions to draft Fields. Fields is the most praised quarterback I've ever seen this week for not having that much of a game.
Yeah.
Like,
he persevered, dude.
You were all right.
A couple of plays and they won.
Dude,
like you
is like their
for
Super Bowl.
71 yards. Bud.
This is like
and
their
you
Super Bowl. They won a game. This might be the only fucking game they win this year.
The best shit he did was slide on the fucking
That was fire.
The coolest thing that happened all day.
Yeah, that shit was cool though.
And I don't even hate Fields, but Jesus.
Agreed, Stove. Not with Trey Lance.
I don't think Trey Lance is
Jimmy G should have got the start
in week 6.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I got to see it.
I don't think he's a starter in week 3.
I got to see it.
They've got a tough schedule out the gates. The Niners.
No, they do. They're in a.
And that's why I think they're gonna. That's why I think they're gonna change.
But we got to.
I don't think week 3.
I can't see it in the fucking rain, dude.
I think week 6.
That shit was bad, man. That shit was fucking rainforest.
Yeah.
Next. All right, Oakland and the Los Angeles Chargers.
Vegas.
Oakland. Who?
Oakland. I said what the fuck. I said should have been San Antonio.
We still got the oldest Rams logo fucking helmet of all time. So we might as well. We might as well just be like, the fucking Baltimore Colt.
And the Houston Oilers.
This fucking operator.
All right. The Las Vegas Raiders and the Chargers. Yeah. Anyways, look, I was on my island. I was confident with it. I was wrong. And that's okay.
Look, the Raiders, it's clear that there's growing pains on that offense with McDaniel's system. They're going to get better. They're going to be just fine. Devontae Adams had a big day. You could see the chemistry was clear with him and Carr, but there's some growing pains there with that really complex offensive system. The Chargers, I'm not as confident in them as my division winner pick after that game, because as favorable as that game played out for them with the Raiders making mistakes and turnovers at bad times, they still only won by 5 points.
So, Andy, I feel like you were real quick to cite in our chat this weekend that it's fucking week 1, right? So looking at the Chargers' performance here, which, you know, Gary and I acknowledge that we indeed knew that it was week 1, but are you going to chalk up the Chargers performance to just kind of shaking off the rust week 1? Or did you see anything of concern there that was like, all right, they really need to work on it?
No, they played okay. Like I saw way more wrong with the Raiders. Like the Raiders have to get it together.
Yeah.
Again, though, like you played a quality opponent, you played a division, and listen. I'm telling you guys, I've said it before. You just quoted me as saying it, but I can't emphasize how much I don't trust the first 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah,
I don't like. I just and maybe some people do more than me. There's some exceptions to the rule. So like I think the Bills are a really good example of this. I think they looked really fucking good. They looked that week 6-7 stride. There's some other teams, but like some of these teams, they just out of sorts, man. Like I don't get it. So
well, Gary
I don't
talked
want
about
to
the complex offense.
I don't want to overreact on the Chargers. Like I think they won the game after all. And I don't want to overreact on the Raiders either. Like I had the Raiders not making the playoffs, if you guys recall correctly, because my fucking genius was those Broncos winning like the fucking Super Bowl. So
don't overreact.
I
after
can't
week
fucking
one, Andy.
wait,
Don't overreact after
dude.
week
no,
one.
I'm not. Like I
can't
saw.
fucking wait. Let's get to the next one because we got shit to talk about.
If fucking Geno Smith looks like Geno Smith looked last night, come to my fucking house, all of you. Anybody watching tonight, kick me in the balls in a row. You're all welcome.
He said I ain't wrote him back. Fuck yeah, dude. And the Steelers beat the fucking Bengals.
Talk about another bullshit thing to happen.
Is this not the most week one don't overreact game maybe of the weekend?
But it's
This
also
was
the
an
most
overreaction
Bengals
weekend entirely, though. For sure, that was classic. That was Carson.
Sacked 50
yeah.
times, dude.
Yeah.
That's the Bengals' fucking identity now.
7 sacks,
classic
4
Bengals.
interceptions. They lost their long snapper, the best kicker, one of 2 or 3 best kickers in the league. Is just basically sold up like hung out to dry. They can't get a snap down. They can't get the laces out. This fucking got weird.
I promise you, your quarterback can't get sacked 7 times a week.
Oh, and let's not ignore the fact that there's an official standing on the goal line. Jamar Chase catches the ball in the end zone, runs out of bounds, and he calls it a fucking short of the goal line.
Challenge it.
They just hurried to
How
the line.
do you
They
not
didn't think it was a
challenge
catch.
that fucking-
Yeah, that whole sequence was crazy, but they shouldn't have had to challenge it. It's fucking wild, dude.
But
No,
listen,
but if the
like,
game's on the line, you
9/11
fucking
shouldn't have happened,
challenge
but
it.
it did. Like, challenge the fucking play, bro. Like, how
There
do
has
you
to have been some type of like lack of
see it?
confirmation.
see it? Jamar Chase had one of the best catches I've seen that didn't count.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
yeah, that was
Fantastic.
unbelievable.
I can think of another one was D-Hop actually with the Texans.
Where he goes under the legs.
Oh
yeah,
my
with
God.
Miami.
Dude.
Oh,
and it was
my God.
OPI.
The best catch I've ever seen in my life.
Fuck out of here.
No, it was OPI.
I
That
know, but you don't call that when he catches that. You pick that fucking flag
Nah,
up.
dude. No, you get put on a
Oh, dude,
poster, you
dude.
fucking
He's-
take your medicine.
Exactly.
dude.
Dude, he shoved that bitch. But seriously, like
Yeah,
That's
they
the
gotta
best
get down.
album
Like,
cover of
no,
all
no.
time.
this,
Yeah.
like, if it wasn't for Deontay's catch, that Chase catch might be the
Yeah.
best one of the week.
That was
Deontay's was pretty sick too.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, like, get out of here.
Yeah.
I don't, oh, dude, I don't even fucking know what to do
All right,
about that.
so-
but yeah,
But the
no, alarming.
Bengals got to
Don't-
get the O line.
You're a
figured out.
quarterback who's already had his knee reconstructed. Like, you can't
He got
stop doing
he got sacked like 54 times last year. You
Yeah.
can't fucking do that again. But you're on pace for a lot more because he got
It
sacked
lost-
7
it lost
fucking
the Super Bowl.
times.
We
Well,
lost
yeah,
the
9.
Super Bowl. If
Yeah.
I'm the Bengals, we lost the Super Bowl directly because of sacks.
Figure it the fuck out.
They can't. They revamped that fucking line.
They better hope it comes together in the next couple of weeks.
It ain't.
I mean, look, I think he had 5 career turnovers as of Sunday, 4 of which happened on Sunday. I read a stat.
Well,
it was
he
something
turned the
like
ball
that.
over 5 times on Sunday, didn't he? Was
Four
it
picks.
four picks in a
Did he have a fumble
he
too?
fumbled? Yeah.
I missed the fumble then.
Nah, he fumbled.
Yeah.
So
Crazy.
yeah.
He looks like
he got
a
something like
bullshit dickhead.
80% of his career
career
fucking turnovers in
Probably.
one game.
But he's such a slinger that he still got like 15 fantasy points.
Dude, that dude is so wild.
He lost 10 points on turnover, still scored fucking 10.5.
Still put up.
This guy was still out there being fucking
putting fucking yards out there.
Christ.
That connect with Jamar Chase is fucking second to none in the NFL. I mean it.
Well,
no,
it's pretty unreal.
I'm thinking.
I think
no.
I think you've got a
pretty
few you can talk
pretty
with
good.
though. Like
it could be like
Diggs,
anybody with Justin Jefferson.
Allen Diggs, sure.
Yeah, me with Justin
Mahomes,
Jefferson.
Kelsey doesn't get you near as much yardage.
That's a nice one. Well, I mean, you listen. The Carr to fucking Adams looked really good too. They just didn't win.
Right.
I think this is a good point, Andy. You're talking about guys not playing in the preseason and treating week 1 as kind of the preseason. You only play 17 of the fucking things. Can you really afford to just give one away?
Yeah.
No. Well, you listen. In the
I think
NFL,
that's what some coaches think. That
the NFL is the only place you can't just lose games.
Right.
Like in
I
the
think
NBA, the
I think
NHL,
if you
the MLB,
incentivize
you
the
can lose
preseason.
games.
you take nights off.
You can go 0 for 20 in those leagues.
I think you
and-
have to
and still be
incentivize
the
the
best.
preseason. Period. Like I think you have to incentivize the preseason.
I think the NFL has made a concerted effort to incentivize.
No, absolutely, I agree.
I
but
think
I'm
if I'm the
saying
NFL,
that, like,
I do this. I say, and I've been thinking this for a couple years. I say no preseason. Axe it because the teams don't want it.
Okay.
You do mandatory joint practices.
Televise them.
You can televise them.
I want that shit
We'll
uncensored too.
We'll
yeah,
stream
dude.
them. We'll just
Yeah.
stream them.
I want it
That's
uncensored.
That's the team's market making that fucking cash.
Dude, I'm thinking
You stream
NBA.
'em.
I'm thinking like NBA Street in the metaverse, but like an NFL game. I'm
because
serious.
these guys
Yes.
care when it's a joint practice. They give a fuck.
Yo, Kuckerberg,
Remember
holler
the
at me.
D Hop and Hall shit a few years ago.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, there's that, and then think of Aaron Donald ripping off 2 helmets this year.
That's
This guy,
sick,
dude.
dude.
This fucking
He
guy.
he went akimbo with helmets.
Oh,
Yeah.
and then there was that
Yeah,
time that old fucking D Hop murdered this man.
So get rid of preseason because at this point it's a joke. We're not
Yeah.
doing anything. We're actually in the first 2 weeks we're playing guys who don't make a roster.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
Like how is that helpful? So get your roster. Maybe take a 2-week period to dwindle your roster. Do whatever you need to in house,
Mhm.
and then there's scheduled joint practices, and we can fucking. You don't even have to televise them; just stream them.
Do you feel bad though for?
I
the
don't feel
guys
bad
that
about shit, baby.
make
I'm great.
rosters? Do you feel bad though for the guys that like have made rosters that might not make the roster with that process?
Yeah, but they're still gonna make the roster, aren't they?
Maybe
You don't think so?
Maybe.
Streaming
I
is the GOAT, Gary.
I mean, if
Yeah, but
anything,
you're not seeing them in the same setting that you might see them in a preseason.
it's still also going to create good film for
listen,
people to pick them up.
Okay,
Should they
so
get
to
released?
your question, I do for maybe 2 years. I think after 2 years, though, it catches on.
The process is
Tremendously.
Just the process.
Everybody, listen. Football is the most rabid fucking sport in the world.
Oh, for sure.
There-
There's no dispute.
There are people 5 weeks ago, like with boners, like standing in a jerking off, like what
On
are
to
we
the next
doing,
game.
guys? Yeah, like we're
Gary,
we get nuts.
Pull her
football.
on up, bud. Let's fucking.
You know I'm right.
And
know I'm right.
unanimous here as we
Well,
sit
right.
and watch the Vikings put a fucking hurting on Aaron Rodgers and the Packers at home.
How many
dude.
fucking times are we gonna see the gritty this year from Justin Jefferson? Seriously,
Too many. He's
16.
got to. He's going to be real good at it.
16's a good number.
16.
I'm there, or maybe even like 18, maybe closer to
18?
20. I
No,
honestly,
my-
dude,
I think
he's
You're so aggressive
unfucking
with that.
coverable,
I'm
dude.
saying 14 and
I hope it's 20.
yeah,
but
you
I
got him
think-
in fantasy.
I think it's 16. No, I traded them.
Oh, that's right, you did end up trading. That's
I
right.
drafted them and traded them
That's right.
I'm taking
because
the
I'm
under here.
fucking genius.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm an idiot.
Dude, he's unbelievable. He's probably this year's like quote unquote Cooper Kupp, probably going to lead the league in a bunch of categories. Maybe not all three.
So it's a really good point to ask the real question, because fantasy aside, is Justin Jefferson the best receiver in the NFL?
No.
That was a really quick no.
Given his circumstances, sure, you could make the argument, but Jamar Chase
no. I mean, is he the best receiver? I don't care about his circumstances. Is he the best guy?
I don't even know that I mean, that he's in a much better position to get better yards, more catches than he is with the Bengals fucking lineup than Jamar Chase is with the Bengals.
If you drafted right now,
yeah,
and you were only picking wide receivers, who do you pick first?
Is DeAndre Hopkins still suspended?
Yeah.
Yes. Let's say yes.
No, to be honest, like I probably
it's Devontae Adams, right? Is it not?
Maybe
I don't think
there's like four names that come to mind. To be honest,
I take Adams. I think I take Adams. I don't want to, but I think he's been on Green Bay for so long. He's tainted.
Devontae Adams is matchup proof more than maybe anybody in the league right now.
He's a fucking incredible specimen.
I feel like 2 through 4
I think it's
get real
Jefferson
blurry
next.
for me. Yeah, I think
I still like
Chase.
Jamar Chase. I know he's not done it too long, but dude,
that's what I'm saying.
He's unreal.
How did we get to this point?
Cooper Kupp is a guy who's just a cheat code.
It's got to be Cooper Kupp still, but Cooper Kupp's not the most talented. We all know
he's a cheat code though. He's not the fastest. He's not the biggest.
No, he's really good.
Yeah, but not to be on some
Stafford only throws the white guys.
Not to be on some but not to be on some anti-Stafford shit. But Cooper Kupp's white. Why are we talking about the top 4 receivers?
We're gonna talk Packers later.
No. Actually, I think the Cooper Kupp to like Jamar Chase level, that's the 3 to 4 spot.
All right,
because I think it's Adams, Jefferson, clear cut. I think that's a discussion.
I feel like we're disrespecting Tyreek Hill a little bit too.
Oh, we are. No, we just did. No, yeah, we did.
No, I mean I said what I said. I thought about it.
No, I didn't. I didn't even think.
I thought about him, and I mean I think he comes in at 5, but I still put D-Hop, Jamar, Jefferson, and Devontae Adams over.
Just think about where the wide receiver position is right now. Remember when we were growing up? It was like Moss, T.O.
Yeah, we didn't throw.
And then there was like a smattering of people. We didn't throw the ball a lot, but there were guys that got big production. Chad Johnson, Ocho Cinco, etc. But it was like this handful of guys that were like the premier wide receivers. Now we've got like every team seems to have like a showstopper. Even a team like the Niners who run the ball like crazy. Deebo Samuel's a fucking monster.
So I watched a TikTok today that is actually very relevant to this. So there was a TikTok that was like a team pops up. We got 1 versus 1. You pick a player from that position. And it was like skill positions, right? So they get the wide receiver. The Bills pop up. First dude, young kid, picks Diggs. Makes sense. He's a young dude. Other dude, not that young. I don't know how old he was, but he picks Lee Evans. And I was like, you're wrong. Like by at least 3 guys.
Yeah.
Because Andre Reed's the next pick. Absolutely.
Andre Reed's probably the first pick.
He probably is the – thank you. He probably is the first pick. He didn't play in an era where we threw the ball like that. If Andre Reed was here now, he's probably better than Diggs.
I saw some film of Andre Reed. I must have been maybe 6 months ago. I was watching like some highlights.
Off,
dude. That guy, I forgot. Like I don't. Maybe I was too young to appreciate what Andre Reed was. He could beat you every fucking where.
He didn't throw the ball that way.
He'd make a catch on a drag route over the middle and fucking eat a linebacker's helmet.
Lee Evans is disrespectful because
that's disrespectful.
Eric Moulds is better.
Eric Moulds, Peerless Price was really good there. Yeah. T.O. had a couple of good years there.
I would take T.O. Don Beebe.
Nobody
remembers Don Beebe's white ass. Jesus.
They've had some guys there, but Lee Evans.
All right, Raul, get us back on track.
Sorry. We got way sidetracked. Anyway.
On to the fucking next one.
So disappointed.
Yeah, Lions
like a true
losing
dad.
at home to the Eagles, and Jalen Hurts with a debut here.
They lost this game in like a 6-minute stretch.
Nah, they lost that game from the start. They did. So the Lions scored on the opening drive, and then they gave up 21 unanswered.
In like the next 6 minutes.
They gave up
It was
21 unanswered.
unreal.
But they got fucking flabbergasted. Listen, Hurts is exactly what a team like Detroit's defense is bad. They are. So I've said this to many people. They have all the talented players on Detroit's defense are young guys. And that's a problem.
They were a little late to the show.
Right. So they have no veterans to like, hey,
Yeah.
we got to calm the storm. We're going to do this. They anybody that's talented on that defense is young. So, we scored. Listen, fucking Swift had a great game. Goff looked like a fucking poop shoot. He sucks. He's not ever going to be good. Guy's terrible. Well, Amon St. Brown is a good receiver. He's a good number 2.
You guys need a number 1 receiver and a
Yeah.
quarterback, and I think that team's
We
gonna
need
be
a quarter.
really
You
good.
don't even need to get a number 1 receiver, though, because you don't have a quarterback to throw it to him.
You need a quarterback.
Not yet. Yeah. Amon St. Brown, love the dude. I think he's a fucking tremendous player. He's not a 1. He'll never be a 1.
Which one of you guys had the Eagles taking the division?
Andy.
No, I had the Cowboys.
Or no, Andy was the only one that had the Eagles making the playoffs as a wild card.
I may have, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you
I
feel
definitely
that
have
way?
the Cowboys win the division.
Yeah, and
I
that's,
just like, again, the first few weeks are weird, but like, I don't know, man. Like the
You
Eagles,
still have the Cowboys winning it?
the Eagles
I feel like-
no, now,
Right.
dude.
Okay.
Like,
I feel like the Eagles
like
and the
skin
Lions are
bullshit.
already.
I thought I
kind
heard
of-
you say still. I'm sorry.
no,
I
not
misheard you.
still. Fuck
Okay.
that. Like, listen, maybe I don't fucking know.
I
That
feel like
division's
with-
crap.
I feel like with Goff at the helm, they are already in midseason stride.
Yeah, no, they're gone. Listen, I said
Like,
it
this
before.
is as good as it's gonna get.
I thought 5 to 7 wins
Yeah.
was cool. And
Yeah.
a lot of these analysts, like, you guys turn on your TV.
Don't remind me,
You're like-
senior.
They're like, the fucking Lions will win 8, 9 games. They're gassing you up. That's bullshit. If
Yeah.
they win 8 or 9 games, it's bullshit. Like, they can split their division.
You sound like me, so negative about your team.
It's not being negative. It's just
I
being
know,
real,
I know.
dude.
That's what I try to
Yeah.
tell people. I'm just being fucking realistic.
Gary,
Yeah.
your team.
Well,
Well,
why don't
listen,
we
the
go
Lions-
ahead and just real quick, we're just gonna reel it on in to the next game, and that is as soon as we get the graphic here, Giants taking down the fucking Titans at home.
Yeah.
And
Raul, didn't we pick the Titans to win that division?
I did.
Oh, Gary did. We
oh,
picked the Colts, didn't we?
we
We
did.
all suck.
Yeah, like nobody looks okay in the AFC South.
Taking-
after 1
we're
week.
taking fucking big L's right now. Yeah.
Saquon
The
Barkley
winless-
looks like Saquon Barkley was supposed
Yeah.
to look,
Yo,
right?
He looked good this weekend. He
Yeah.
looked
I don't-
spry.
Listen,
He looked like he had a giddy up in his step that he
I don't
hasn't had
think
since his
anybody
rookie year.
thought that Saquon Barkley would be bad if he looked like he looked in college.
Right, if
Yeah.
he's healthy. I don't think he had the knee, of course, and then he had an ankle last year. This year, as long as he stay healthy, dude, that dude looked explosive.
Fucking vicious.
He won't,
Sunday.
he won't stay healthy though.
Good
No,
vibes
that's
with good vibes
unfortunate.
with his coach already.
Unfortunately, I would love for him to, but he won't.
Yeah. You hate to see it.
You do. You hate it. How bad are? Yeah, right.
Facts.
So how are you hitting any sort of panic button on the Titans right now?
No.
No.
Aaron's asking the question. Is there kind of
No.
no? I don't think so.
No.
I think
Why?
he's still got a year, maybe 2, that he's going to be elite. He
That
will
was
start to
slow.
hit the back
What?
9, but
Nah. So he's gonna hit the back 9 late though,
yeah.
because he's big. Unless
He's a
he
mutant.
unless he has a second significant injury, his back 9 will be late because as a running back, you can always be big.
He's gonna be another fucking Jerome Bettis or
But he's
something.
always big. Yeah.
Dude, Bettis had a place for
Right.
what? The last 8 years?
Fucking ever.
After he was not the bell cow back?
Even when he's done, if he's not hurt, he can be done
He's
2
still gonna
years
be a
ago
weapon.
and still be productive.
Yeah.
So, no, he's fine right now. What is he, like 25?
No, I think he's a little older than that.
27?
He might be 27, 28.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Which in
that's-
He's getting close. That's why I say
NFL
he's got a
years,
year or
dude, he's
two.
in his 50s.
He's got a year or two, and
He's
then I
in
think
his
he's going to start to really go.
50s. Yo, Gary's in his 50s, dude.
I feel it.
Old
Listen.
motherfucker.
The most fucked up game of the week, unanimous decision here for us to go with the Colts against the Texans, and we end up even in 2020.
Kissing your fucking sister.
So, let me start this one real quick.
Yeah.
I was here in my
Emphasis on
home.
quick.
I was here in my hometown, real quick. We had the Colts, their quarterback coach. His wife was here. I don't know why. She got lost. She got lost. I don't know why she was in fucking Hornell, New York.
Hornell.
She was here.
That's not. You just don't get lost and end up in.
She got lost here, dude. She was here.
That's
or
amazing.
she's a liar.
Yeah.
I think she was legitimate though. Like we talked a bit. She seemed sincere.
What?
Yeah. Colts quarterback coach. Town of 9,000, dude. We tore it up. She wasn't happy. They lost. Fucking scrubs.
Oh, Jesus. That's crazy. That's all right.
Yo, Derrick Henry is 28.
Yeah.
Old as shit. He's fucking shit, dude.
Yeah.
Done. Come on, Raul, let's go.
Yeah. All right.
Hey, kid. What you doing?
All right. So listen,
Fucking around?
you know, the Cowboys are who they are, and they fucking lose at home to the Bucks. I think any initial questions about Tom Brady have probably gone away. Maybe people still have questions. It was a very bizarre game the entire time. I mean, I do feel like the Cowboys defense did great for what they had. Micah Parsons is still, you know, a fucking animal.
Dak was really good before he got hurt.
Yes, incredibly good.
Fucking dude sucked, dude. Like, what is this dude's problem? Remember last year he opened up on Brady and was like,
running
hey,
backs get beat up.
let's go. Holy shit, dude. This dude was so bad that God broke his thumb. He was like, hey, you want to know what it's like to not be a fucking Homo erectus male?
Yeah,
Break that thumb off, dude. Fuck you.
that's
Now you
verbatim.
suck.
Yeah, I mean, Aaron, you're not wrong. The Cowboys are in a weird place right now with the O-line, and there's a lot of complaints about the wide receiver core. Dak is kind of who we thought he was prior to the injury, right? He needs people around him. He doesn't have receivers to throw to. CeeDee Lamb's career can be summed up in 4 words. Have to catch 5 words that ball. He fucking drops, 3 a game, 4 a game? Like, he's not a number 1. 5 a game, sure. He's not a number 1, and he's never going to be. He's a cool nickname, and that's fucking it. CeeDee Lamb, let him run by himself. He's going to drop 5 balls a game. Dak needs guys around him. He sucks against good teams. He's got a career fucking like 300 win percentage against teams with a 500 or better record, and he's like 1-24 against playoff teams. Dak is who we thought he or some of us thought he was. He's not the elite quarterback that guys like fucking Marcus Spears try to say he is on fucking dumb talking head shows. Like, he's not good. He's not good. The Cowboys are never going to be good if they don't go get him wide receivers that he can throw to and guys that can spread the field, rebuild the offensive line, get a running back. before the injury, they weren't a good offense. Without him, can they win with Cooper Rush, Raul?
Nope. Sure can't. On to the
They
next
built
one.
a shit roster on offense.
Raul, how do you feel about that whole fucking spiel, dude? No. We're not moving on. Not a chance.
Oh, come on, dude.
Fuck
Where am I
that.
wrong?
51
Fuck that.
minutes
I'm
into
not.
this.
Nobody's saying you're wrong. I'm saying I need to hear the counter to that. Fuck that.
There
We're
isn't
not-
one.
There is
That's
no
fucking
counter.
trash
Nope.
can.
Nope. None of us are on the fucking can of Quaker Oats. We're not a bunch of Quakers.
Josh,
Go ahead.
I 100% agree with you, by
Defend
the way.
yourself.
Malik Willis is the fucking answer in Tennessee.
Yeah, I missed
Big
one of
facts.
his. I missed one of his posts.
100%,
Yeah,
my bad, dude.
Malik Willis can play. Malik Willis can
Yeah.
play. He's gonna be good. I don't know that it's this year. but
I
he's gonna be
listen.
good.
I wanted the Lions to draft him.
Yeah.
I wanted
I like
the Lions to draft Justin Fields. I wanted the listen.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things I wanted the Lions to do they didn't do. Raul, don't let Gary disrespect you like that.
He's not fucking wrong, dude. I haven't had anything like CeeDee Lamb. I think is a better receiver than they're fucking giving him credit for. But I also feel like at the same time,
Whoa. Who's they? Who's they? Because
You,
everybody,
motherfucker,
every
you were just
talking
saying
head
the
thinks he's a
receiver
fucking
sucks.
elite wide receiver, top 10 in the league.
you were just
Is
saying that
CeeDee
he
Lamb a
sucked.
top 10 wide receiver in the league?
No.
He's not
No.
top 30.
No.
Okay,
Oh.
dude.
You can't draft
He might be
five
top
balls, can't
30.
be a top 30 guy.
Shut
He
the
might be
fuck
top
up,
30.
Get outta
Gary.
here.
Dude,
Get
I'm not
outta here.
listening to
He
that.
might be top 30.
You're so
Get
fucking
outta here.
rude.
He's fucking buns.
You're dude.
Buns.
You're buns, dude.
I'm so glad you fucking learned a new word in Urban Dictionary, dog. But I'm
Yes.
telling you right
Yeah.
now. I'm telling you right
terrible.
now.
I don't listen, Gary.
Buns is
I
fucking out,
listen,
bud.
Gary. I think you went too far.
Yeah.
Like I think he's top 30.
Let's set aside a fucking show.
No
to have that
thanks.
debate.
Let's
Okay,
fucking
let's
move
go.
on. Yeah.
We might go tomorrow.
All right. So Pat's, we trusted in Tua. He delivered. Pat's looked fucking just disheveled.
Yeah, they're not good.
That offense is
Not
a
good.
fucking mess.
It's a fucking
Nah,
They
dumpster
don't know who's
fire.
calling plays, and it shows.
Yeah.
No, they're not good. They
That's
rely on
Malik
Tom
Willis.
Brady.
Stove did call the
That's
Lions
it.
draft him.
They did fuck up. That's a fact.
What'd Stowe say? I missed it.
Stove did pick the Lions drafted Malik at the bottom of the first round or top of the second round. He picked,
I picked they wouldn't because they
or with the pick they got Jameson.
they
Williams.
don't do things that they should.
Yeah.
I agree with you though, Stowe. They should have.
There you go. That's fair. Onward. Yeah, we all believed in Tua. He provided there. All right, so let's get to the final game of the season, and this is a tough one because we do need to move through it quickly. We're approaching an hour. The fucking Broncos lose their their season opener. Russ, in the home of the sixth man, takes the L.
You guys watch the game though, right?
Broncos country. Let's ride.
You guys
Ride's
watch the
broken.
game. So for me, you guys watch the game.
I just want to hear you talk. That's it.
It's a weird game.
Yeah. No, but like resident Broncos dick rider.
That's your Super Bowl
please.
pick.
No,
This-
come
yeah.
on. I'm not the resident.
Yes, you are, dude.
No.
We were both. We up here, we're both just on board with the idea that you guys are sitting on that.
It
like
was
that
down to the
you
wire.
picking- Yeah.
Was a tight ball game.
I've
He
never
waffled. I did not.
I've never dick ridden the fucking Broncos before this season. I think they're good. I think they're
No,
a good
but
team.
you also said that the Broncos were a
Resident,
quarterback
dude, I
away from
lived
being
here
great.
3 years
You
in the
said they-
PJs.
You said
Come
they
on.
were a quarterback away from being great.
They are.
Still,
Okay, and Russ is that dude.
Yeah, he
We
is.
argued
No,
about
no,
what
no,
his
no, no.
place is
I
in
still
the top
agree.
10.
Why are you getting all weird
Nah,
over
man.
1 week?
Nah,
They're
man.
still.
it's
listen,
overreaction Tuesday, man.
They
Because
still
they
win
lost to the fucking quarterback.
CJ.
They lost to Geno fucking Smith, dude.
Who did the defending Super Bowl bid from the AFC lose to?
Yeah, the
What are we
Steelers.
talking
Who?
about?
Who? The Steelers, dude. The fucking Bengals lost to the Steelers.
Steelers have a
And
good
there's
defense,
genuine
though.
concerns with the
But the
Bengals
Steelers
offense as a result
suck.
of it. Are we gonna say that this is an anomaly and the Broncos are gonna fucking fix this
Listen,
in week 4?
What I'm gonna say to you is I stick with the pick It's a long season. This is
Yeah.
what week
a
is
long
this,
shot.
bud? Is this week 5?
It's
Is
a
this
long
week
shot,
15?
bud.
Hey, listen, another long shot is you rocking that fucking hairdo. That's
dude.
another long shot.
Yo, yeah.
So
Don't worry
Lettuce.
about these locks, son.
listen, they win this year, Bone Thugs and Harmony,
Yeah.
and we're on it.
It's all right, dude. I got that mullet. You got that front
All right,
mullet.
so listen. I have a question in
Shout out
Andy.
Boozy Bone.
Listen, a minute left on the clock, 4th and 5. You're at the 47-yard line. Your coach decides he's going to kick a 64-yard field goal. Let the clock run.
Yeah, it was bad. It was
You're
bad.
Russell Wilson.
Does
this permeate through the locker room?
No.
Is this an issue?
Listen, who was the quarterback they lost to? Geno Smith?
Yeah.
Is that real or Monopoly money?
But you also have to remember what Russ did in Seattle with not stroking his ego all the time. Is this going to be an issue?
Is that real or Monopoly money? Who's the
It's
quarterback?
not real. It's still week 1, but this is a slight that I don't think that Russ just gets over this.
He better.
He better.
Yes,
He
dude.
better. He
I
better.
agree with you on that.
Yeah.
But dude, Geno Smith. Okay. If
It's a bad roster too.
If I told you last year, or if I told you the year before or the year before that Geno Smith would win the opening game of the season, would you believe me?
No, there's
No,
no
because we already
disputing
no.
that. There's no disputing that.
Also, if I told you Geno Smith would have had a handful of a dude's ass. Whole handful.
He did get real fucking intimate.
The fuck is he doing?
Yeah. He
Listen,
just lingered.
I think the Broncos are fine.
Yeah, I think Russ is gonna.
It might take time, dude. It might take a little time. They're good.
Yeah. This is what he gets for running it on 4th and goal. No.
Listen, they're good. They're good because they'll be okay.
Why are you not taking a timeout with 52 seconds left and you're just going to run it down anyways? Why are you not?
I think you have to and you go for it.
Dude, we're early season jitter bullshit.
For sure.
Yeah, I just I was watching the Manning cast and it was just I was right there with him. It didn't make sense. Anyways, Jesus Christ,
dude, Eli Manning speaks like he had a fucking seizure.
He looks like he was dropped on his head as a child.
He sounds like fucking Nate Diaz.
Oh yeah, CTE Eli.
He's fucking nasty. It's a fucking a fucking fight, dude.
CTE or
shit album.
All right, so Thursday Night Football, we've got the Chiefs at the Chargers.
Yeah, that's going to be a banger.
I don't remember who the blue check was.
Andy.
Okay.
I should have put the fucking key on here.
I'm the blue. I'm the blue check. If it's on the Chiefs, I'm the blue check. Yeah.
You're red. I'm white. Andy.
Yeah.
That's my bad.
Yeah, that's Chiefs all day.
I got to put the key back on.
That's fair.
It's here.
I don't even know.
We're good. Yeah, we're good.
Gonna house them.
Yeah, and honestly, for me, it was a toss-up, and I feel like even talking about now the week one performance leads me to believe that we could possibly the Chiefs definitely have the. I'm guessing the odds sitting at the Chiefs right now, right?
Listen, Patty Mahomes never needed the cheetah.
Oh,
in the same respect that I don't think the cheetah ever needed Patty Mahomes.
Okay.
That's.
Okay.
Wait. How?
I can't let that just pass.
What are you being weird? No, go ahead. Go ahead and go. Let me finish. Though. I don't think either of them have needed each other. I think that Mahomes
they're both
needs Kelsey more than he needs Tyreek. Always has. Go ahead. Let it go, kid.
Come on, man. We sat here on the show and talked about the fact that Mahomes was blessed when he was drafted by the Chiefs because Tyreek Hill is a difference maker. He makes the field wide open. We watched it in the Super Bowl against the 49ers. He just threw up fucking moon balls, and because nobody was near him, Tyreek Hill came down with it. Tyreek Hill made a huge difference for that offense. Now, I'm not saying this year because Mahomes has matured, but in the first 3 years of his starting career, because he sat behind Alex Smith for year one, Tyreek Hill was incredibly integral to the success of Patrick Mahomes in that offense. And I'm really surprised you said that he never needed him. I don't think he needs him anymore. I would agree with you on that, but never needed him.
No, I don't think he ever needed him.
Mahomes made a lot of bad decisions, made a lot of bad throws, but because there were dudes nowhere near wide receivers,
so
he was completing passes like that.
Yeah,
but
here's the thing. Here's the thing about that sucks. Is it was as a wide receiver, but as a wide receiver, you can't make wrong moves.
Chiefs
you can, but you don't get docked for it.
Okay, so with all of that being said, though, Jesus Christ, let's move on to the next one. You know, so
yo, Gary, fuck you.
Okay, so Gary on the island
you're
here,
ugly.
and it looks like the Dolphins here are gonna put Andy on an island. I'm sorry, that's Gary. Sorry, Gary on the island.
Yeah, this is a toss up to me. This was a tight one. This was sort of like Chiefs Chargers, close. I think that the Ravens offense is going to give them some issues. I think this is going to be like a 24-23 game. I give a slight edge to the Ravens, mostly because of what I think Lamar can do against that Dolphins defense, and I think that Ravens defense is quite good and may have some answers for that Tyreek and Waddle combination. But I
wish I did, Josh.
This was a coin flip. I actually was a little surprised I was on an island on this one, but thinking about it, how close I think it is, I'm not that surprised. It's sort of a coin flip.
Yeah. No, definitely a coin flip for sure. On to the next one. We've got Jets at the Browns, and it's a unanimous here for the Browns. I think them at home, you know, they showcase the running game against a formidable opponent. I guess from a defensive perspective, I don't know. I guess the Panthers' defense really isn't superb. But
this being unanimous, I think says more about the Jets than the Browns.
Yeah. Okay.
Where the Browns are right now.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it for sure.
Yeah.
On to the next. Commanders at the Lions. And Andy going with the home team here.
I won't lie, Raul, you were almost on an island on this.
Yeah.
I was almost on the Lions.
We were almost unanimous. I was very on
I never go with the Lions.
Yeah.
I was really surprised you did because you don't.
No, I don't.
I'm a fucking believer in the MCDC
I think
world,
it's
though.
because, like, I think the reason I did it is because I think, like, the fucking Commanders and their fans are a bunch of trash fucking retards.
Yeah.
So, like,
take command.
No, I didn't do
fair.
that. No, seriously. Like, I don't know what it is, man. Like, I think they win like a weird close game. I don't believe in Wentz.
Yeah.
I believe in Scary Terry.
I believe in Wentz more than I believe in Goff, which is why I went with the Commanders.
Well, I don't believe in Goff either. And I didn't believe in Goff last week, but they went ham-bone.
Listen, if you're playing daily fantasy, Amon-Ra St. Brown needs to be on your roster because Washington's going to gift him 160 and 2 tutties.
Well, it's the same thing, though.
It's a 33-31. Washington's either going to win by a field goal or lose by a field goal.
I agree with that.
Fair enough. On to the next one. All right, Colts at the Jags. And,
Fucking Colts.
Yeah, Gary out here going down with the Jags.
He's probably right.
Probably. I mean, it's totally possible. That was another toss-up.
I got a little
waffly.
No, I didn't waffle. This one, I
waffled.
I vested a bit in the fact that I don't trust the Colts. I'm looking at the fact that they released Rodrigo Blankenship after a tough week from the whole special teams unit.
Yeah.
As to me, that looks like that the Colts.
It's a cop-out.
It is, and it's a bad roster on offense, especially. They've got some talent on defense, but that's a bad roster on offense, and they're trying to find a scapegoat. Last year, Carson was the scapegoat. This year, they don't want to blame Matt Ryan yet because they've spent the whole offseason talking about he's an astronaut, he's a Navy SEAL, he's going to fix the culture in this locker room, he's such a great leader. All the things 180 degrees from what they said about Matt or about Carson Wentz, they're trying to say about Matt Ryan as compliments. We lost Andy for he might be back in a minute, but they're trying to find a scapegoat, and I don't think there's a lot of cohesiveness in that locker room right now. I think this is a game that if the Jags are going to beat a team like the Colts, this is the week to get them.
Yeah. 100%.
I think the Colts like what's going on there with Doug Peterson, too. I was really surprised this weekend, some of the energy that they had that they didn't have last year under Urban.
Yeah, it's definitely, I mean, doors open for the Jags this week, honestly.
Yep.
So on to the next one. We're going to take a look here at, unanimous decision. Here's the Bucs take on the Saints. The Saints just are nowhere near, and I think the Bucs honestly surprised me in how they performed last week. And, it's touchdown Tommy. It's fucking usual. And that Julio connect is, this is generational shit.
He looks young, dude.
Oh,
he looks young again. He must be on that TB12 program. He looks young again.
Dude, it is fire. It is fun to watch, for sure.
Yeah. The only thing that scares me in this matchup is I think the Saints defense is really good. I know Andy doesn't buy the defense as much as I do.
Yeah, but there's so many threats on the offense. You know what I mean?
Crazy,
there's no
They're
way
going to be without Godwin,
offense
which could be a problem. But they still got Evans and Julio and Brait and et cetera on down the line. And Fournette looks fast. He lost that preseason weight that he had on.
Yeah, lost some cheeseburgers. Less cheeseburger Eddie, more Fournette. On to the Panthers versus Giants. And look, me and you are still kind of rooting for the Panthers here.
I was close, man. I this is another one that you almost ended up on an island.
Yeah.
Yeah, Aaron, I can't say that you necessarily are crazy to say that. I think that defense is good, but with the Panthers, I just think that the Panthers are more talented than the Giants. And I think last week the Giants against the Titans was kind of a weird game. The Titans kind of fell asleep late in the game. Saquon looked good, but I just that Giants roster just it's so devoid of players that I'm not sure that they're going to be able to win many games this year.
Yeah. No, that's completely fair. On to the next. All right, so we've got Pats at the Steelers. Steelers coming off of a victory. Pats coming off of a loss. Gary, you're going to ride with the Pats here.
I am. I think this is going to be an ugly kind of 17-16.
Yeah, kind of a piss-poor performance for both.
I do. The Patriots defense is good, and they did a pretty good job against the Dolphins last week with a couple of exceptions that killed them.
Yeah.
I don't think that the Steelers have the explosive guys like Waddle and Hill. I think this is going to be an ugly 17-16 type win for the Patriots where Belichick's defense suffocates Trubisky. Najee's a little banged up. He had the Liz Frank in the preseason or in the offseason, and then the ankle last week. They lost TJ Watt. I think the Pats are going to scrape together just enough offense to win this game.
Yeah, it'll be kind of a battle, a garbage can battle. So, yeah, absolutely. The Pats need to figure out their offense.
They still don't know who's calling plays. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, I mean, we said the same thing about the Lions, though. They didn't know who's going to be calling.
Yeah.
Atlanta at LA, and LA unanimous there. Atlanta's got a lot of shit to work on. I mean, I really liked what we saw to Cordell Patterson last week. He was looking good, and he needs a season like that to be marketable in the NFL. But I mean, he's always had the talent, so I'm kind of surprised that he was doing that well with that line, honestly. Young Wei Koo got a shit ton of points. If you guys are going for kickers, my man was just putting up fucking kick after kick. Put up
a dozen fucking points in the game. What do you have? 16 fantasy points.
Oh, dude, it was
bombs.
Dude is tried and true. So, Sea Chickens at the
You're on an island on this one, bud.
Listen, man, I'm betting on the instability in San Francisco right now. You know, and I think that the Sea Chickens are probably underrated right now. They've proven that they can turn around and stand up to a formidable opponent from a offense and defensive perspective. Obviously, the Sea Chickens losing a defensive player this weekend was a little tough. Jamal Adams, that's a tough loss. It's a tough loss.
Yeah, one of the best safeties in the league. That's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
Look,
but
if the Seahawks win this game, the rumblings are gonna start early. Trey Lance, Jimmy G, San Francisco.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Yeah,
this is all part of my plan.
If Seattle wins this game, the rumblings are going to start early, for sure.
That's what I'm saying, dude. That is all I'm saying. So on to the next, Bengals Cowboys, and it's a no-brainer. I mean, look, we're dealing with Cooper Rush here. We've got a all right. So McCarthy, career in danger at this point.
I think that seat's getting real hot. Sean Payton looked good on TV this weekend, but I think he's going to look
greater in a Cowboys headset. Yeah,
I think so. The one thing I worry about this weekend is if the Bengals can't seem to get some cohesiveness on the offensive line, Micah Parsons and D-Law and all those guys that Dan Quinn can just throw at people are going to give him problems. And I do worry that Joe Burrow is going to get beat up in this game, and it might be one of those kind of sloppy games that, just like the Pittsburgh game, a sloppy game that Cincy lets slip away. Yeah. If Cooper Rush can get a little bit of something going and score 17, maybe 23 points, they might give the Bengals a bit of a scare. And I worry about Joe Burrow because the Cowboys are doing a really good job of rushing the passer. Ask Brady about that when Donovan Smith went out. They suddenly started getting a lot of pressure and started keeping backs in. But crazy.
Cowboys are in real trouble.
Micah playing both ways.
Fuck.
It's Brucey's time to shine.
Brucey's time. Can of corn and Diet Coke.
Can of corn.
All right, so Texans at the Broncos, and listen, I feel like we already kind of wrote off the Texans early on in the season, and I feel like we've already talked about resident Dick Ryder, who's no longer with us on this show today. I knew he was going to pick the Broncos. Last week was disturbing to me. I feel like it's easy to chalk it up to he's back in Seattle. The environment there is very easy to fuck up in because you can't hear shit, period, in that stadium. So I want to give him the benefit of the doubt, but I just really don't believe that Russell Wilson is the only thing that's preventing Broncos from being like a great offense.
Well, I'm going to piggyback off that a little bit, and I'm just going to kind of put a bug in everybody's ear here. There's a lot of talk about the Broncos having really elite wide receivers, and I've been on this show to say, like, Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy aren't as good as people give them credit for. Tim Patrick was a big loss. He was actually a really good slot receiver, but Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy on the outside are not as formidable as people think they are, in my opinion. I'm just going to put that bug in everybody's ear to remember because they did not look good on offense against Seattle. Chalk it up to week 1 if you want, but talk to me again in like week 6 or 7, and if that Broncos offense is still struggling to move the ball through the air with Russell Wilson at quarterback, we might be talking about that Broncos wide receiver core again. You're on mute, bud.
On our way to Arizona at Las Vegas, unanimous decision here, and we're just gonna assume here that Kyler's not ready to take on this Derek Carr offense. He's
not ready to take on more than 4 hours of study time a week.
Yeah, as contractual obligations go.
I think that I'm still standing by the fact that I think Arizona is going to be in a bad place in a couple of weeks here, and we're going to start to hear Cliff Kingsbury might not be the guy for the job. And Stove said it earlier. Stove has always been he's not afraid to have a hot take. He's not afraid to put it out there that he says maybe a new quarterback in Arizona. There's going to be some rumblings. There's going to be some questions about his study time, his study habits if they continue to struggle. Aaron, I don't know what the fuck they're doing in Denver. Why is Melvin Gordon getting the touches he gets? Javonte Williams breaks more tackles on one play than Melvin Gordon breaks in an entire season. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. That's so stupid. I get it. You're trying to you're trying to have this weird timeshare that's like the new hot thing in football, but fucking Christ, you got a guy who showed Monday night that he can catch the ball in the backfield, and he's a guy who can fucking hammer with the ball in his hands. Melvin Gordon shouldn't be getting the touches he's getting.
On to the next one. Josh says rookie head coach move again. 100%.
Maybe.
100%. Not even a fucking maybe. But however, also not a maybe. Justin Fields is not going to get the win, we call it, here in Green Bay. Yeah, I mean, the Bears win was obviously an anomaly. Hearing the monsoon coming into town, there's not really much to talk about there. The Titans, kind of the similar situation. We're sitting unanimous there in the Bills offense. I think that the Bills offense, like we've already talked about earlier in the show, is in that midseason stride. Tennessee is in fucking trouble. Jeff Carlson says, sorry I'm late. It's good to see you, bud.
Good to see you, bud.
Not too late. Good to have you. We're just covering our week 2 matchups, and we're long-winded as fuck, so we're just getting over the halfway point of the show.
I wonder if Derrick Henry gets going this week. The Bills don't have.
I think he does,
defense,
man.
but I do think the Bills chew up that Titans defense, and
yeah,
this is probably going to be one of those 38-27 type games.
You think the Titans beating the Bills? You think Aaron?
No.
I'm sorry.
Oh, Aaron said that. I'm sorry,
Aaron. That'll be the upset. Aaron, is that what you're calling? Is the Bills to lose to Tennessee?
Titans over the Bills, huh? Aaron did say
that's a spicy take.
Yeah, that is spicy.
That's real fucking spicy. That's Nashville hot, even.
That is spicy.
Okay.
I've already picked my upset, Jags over Colts, so I can't really speak on the upset of the week.
That's a good upset. Yeah. So Vikings unanimous here over the Eagles. Ultimately,
I'm surprised this was unanimous.
I don't think it should be surprising. I mean,
I'm surprised. There's a lot of negativity in this room about the Vikings, and especially about Kirk Cousins.
Now, there's some petty arguments about Kirk Cousins. I've been, I'm pretty clear that he does have all the weapons. I've been singing Thielen's praises, obviously Justin Jefferson.
Maybe I got fooled by all the talking heads. They've been saying how great the Eagles looked in a 38-35.
They were hyped up in the offseason too.
But they barely held on against the Lions.
Yeah.
That's not an impressive win.
It really wasn't. We're not. Really I think that Sirianni offense is not
sloppy.
It's not gelling yet. So we need some time there.
Yeah.
What else we got?
That's it for this week, man. You want to get to salute?
Okay, yeah, let's get straight into the salute to service. This is our Folds of Honor salute to service.
Buddy.
This episode is going to be dedicated to Army Staff Sergeant Christopher Cutchall, who passed away September 29, 2003, serving during Operation Iraqi Freedom. He was 30 years old from McConnellsburg, Pennsylvania, and he was assigned to Delta Troop, 4th Cavalry, Fort Riley, Kansas. He passed away when an improvised explosive device detonated next to his vehicle as he was traveling in a convoy west of Baghdad, Iraq. Army Staff Sergeant Christopher E. Cutchall. We have the watch.
All right. You want to dive into Cap Facts?
Let's do it.
Let's bring the energy up a little bit. All right. Week 1 overreaction edition here.
Let's do it. Cat Facts, the Buffalo Bills will go undefeated. I'm going to go ahead and start this one off real quick and just say with confidence that is cap. They're not going to go undefeated. The AFC is still a nightmare. I mean, the NFL still has treacherous teams out there. It's any given Sunday. And I don't think that we're seeing this like prolific presence with this Bills offense that would lead me to believe that we're going to see like a Tom Brady level Patriots 16-0 season. I don't think that we're going to see that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any way. It's hard for me to visualize what an undefeated team looks like in 2022 and beyond.
Yeah.
I do think that the Bills are the best team in the league. They were my Super Bowl pick, but undefeated is a stretch. They play a tough schedule. They play a first place schedule. They play all of the big dogs in the AFC, and then they've got a couple of tough cross conference matchups in the NFC as well. I just don't. They're going to drop 2, maybe. I think they're a 14, maybe 15 win team. So 2 or 3 they're going to drop, and it's just going to be late game or maybe bad weather. Buffalo gets a little crazy with weather, and they might get a run team in the wrong week, or the crazy nor'easter we had in New England last year. I just think that that's going to be a situation, and they may drop 2, they may drop 3. If they seal up first place as well, they might rest some guys down the stretch. But yeah, this is Cap for me.
All right, on to the next. The run game really is going to be kind of the difference maker there.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Aaron, I don't think you're wrong. I don't think you're wrong at all.
All right, so Cat Facts, the Bears will win more games than the Packers this season.
Isn't this the ultimate overreaction Tuesday take
so
after
fucking
week 1?
rude, dude. This is so fucking rude.
The Packers looked really bad.
This is also Cap. And for no other reason than Aaron Rodgers. And that's that's all there is to really talk about.
I think you're safe here. The Packers are not going to win the games that they've won the last couple of years, being a 13-win team, under Matt LaFleur, basically throughout his career. I do think that they're a playoff team. I picked them to be a wild card team. They looked out of sorts, right? And Aaron says RELAX, right? Relaxed. That's the Aaron Rodgers line for sure. But this wide receiver core looks extra. I think they're a little intimidated as well. I think if Christian Watson holds on to that first pass of the game, because he's running by himself into the end zone, I think if he holds on to that, I feel a bit different about this team, because I think they play a better game the rest of the way. But I think there's some intimidation factor with these receivers with Aaron Rodgers that they're going to have to get over before midseason. But I just, this is more me. The Bears aren't going to win 10 games. They're just not.
They're really not. On to the next. Fournette's block on Parsons should lead to a rule change. I mean, I think all of this is always going to be subjective, just because you can't make a rule that's going to be able to apply to different angles and momentum and speed and size, matchups. And there's too many different variables. You have to pass regulation and rules for the masses. So I'll call facts that this should lead to a real change. But will it? Likely not.
So I'm gonna show something here, and this is gonna be this is the video of the hit, and essentially my argument for this, and I wish Mode was here, because this one I think was gonna lead to some good debate. But here's the video of the hit. He hit him in the chest. It wasn't blindside. Yeah, he's engaged with the player, but the only rule in the NFL book is when you're engaged, you can't go low, because it's knee injuries. It's everything else that could come along with that. I just look at this. This is football. I mean, if we're just gonna start taking hard hits out of the game, then I'm gonna be the old curmudgeon here and just say, let's start playing flag football. Seriously. Because if this to me leads to a rule change, this is bullshit. Because defensive players forever have bitched, oh, we can't hit anybody, we can't hit anybody. And then Micah Parsons immediately gets fucking lit up in the chest by an offensive player who is bigger than him, because Fournette's a fucking house. And he's crying about it. And Von Miller, I don't know what he's saying, like double standard. This wasn't blindside. Parsons was fucking looking at Fournette when he got hit. This wasn't a low block. This wasn't engaged in going low on a guy in his knees. This, to me, I don't understand why every time something like this happens to a guy that people seem to like. Let's make a rule because that's what we need to do. We don't need more fucking rules in the rule book. The rule book's already fucking 17 million pages long. Let's fucking relax here. He got hit hard. Fucking get over it, guy. Get over it. Or go play a different fucking sport. Go play fucking cricket. I don't have fucking patience for this shit. It wasn't illegal. It wasn't blindside. You got hit in the chest. Get off my lawn with this shit. It should not lead to a rule change. This is gap.
Ultimately, more rules here just makes everything more fucking problematic from a review perspective, because we don't really need to give these guys any more additional discretion, so on and so forth. So on to the next capper facts we got here.
That's it, buddy.
Let's get
in our bag a little bit. I agree with Aaron here before I bring up the mailbag question. Speaking of Aaron, we got a question in our bag from Mr. Aaron Althaus. And, as soon as we get a chance, we'll get it. Sorry, I edited it and then I didn't save it. I got it up, though. Here we go.
Aaron asks, who do y'all think is the best brother, family duo, trio, past or present? That's such a good one because you have to run back through the Rolodex of time through these brothers. I
family too. Like,
we see something brewing with these St. Thomas brothers getting touchdowns only 20 minutes apart or so. That's pretty fucking dope.
Yeah.
Diggs. That's a good brother duo. I think that was who Aaron was watching whenever he was watching the game and talking to us about that. So who do you think of, through time, who comes to mind, the brother family duo or trios?
I hate to give them credit, but I look at the Manning family. I do think Archie, I hate it. Honestly,
it's an easy one though.
Right. It's really the low hanging fruit, right?
Yeah.
And I considered several, but my problem with it was the Watt family. TJ's a bit early in his career. I do think they're tremendous. The Bosa family, they're still a little bit early in their career. I think they're tremendous. I look at guys like Asante Samuel Jr., the Kelsey family. That's a great one because Jason is probably a Hall of Fame center. Travis is likely a Hall of Fame tight end. Mm-hmm. I think they have a stake in this. There's the Samuel brothers. There's Winfield, right? The father's son. Winfield is an all-pro safety. But these guys that are sons of guys that we grew up watching, and it seems like these older generation guys, their sons didn't end up in football the way some of these guys from our generation, like Antoine Winfield and Asante Samuel, are. But they're still early in their career. I have to default back to the Manning family.
Right.
Archie, I think, is overrated and overblown, but Peyton won 2 Super Bowls. Eli won 2 Super Bowls. Peyton was one of the best quarterbacks in the history of the game, maybe the most cerebral to ever play the game. He sort of changed the quarterback position with the way he played it and made calls at the line of scrimmage and kind of was a coach on the field. So I'm giving this to the Mannings, even though I'm not a huge fan of the family in general, but the Mannings for me.
Oh yeah, I believe, Aaron, that's probably why they are as good as they are, is that they trained with each other growing up. They were their sparring partners, so to speak. Lots of people to think about when that comes to mind. The Kelsey family more recently was kind of coming to mind. Bosa's probably, they're in the conversation, sure, but there's always going to be the Watts. I don't believe that we're even too early in TJ Watt's career to say that the Watts are royalty. And as far as
they're royalty for sure.
You know what I mean? Like the Watts have stamped their legacy in the time in the NFL. So
How about the Hawk Laurinaitis family if we're not talking just NFL, because AJ Hawk and James Laurinaitis, their fathers were tag team champions in the WWE. Literally, and they both played. Yeah, that's a pretty cool connection. That's
talking
just
about
cool
legacy.
Connection.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's just a cool connection. It's not NFL, but it's a cool connection
for sure. All right. So what's next on the docket? What do we got here?
We have a new segment. So last year we had, in the last couple of years, we had Thanks Haskins, and it was something that I plastered all over Facebook because Ron Rivera loved to blame Dwayne Haskins for everything. And rest in peace, Dwayne Haskins. We are retiring that segment because it's not in good taste for us to continue to use that hashtag. However, we had a really good candidate arise this off season.
He sure did.
And we are proud to introduce the newest segment that will replace hashtag Thanks Haskins.
Oh my God.
Congrats, Brian. Congrats.
You have the floor, sir. Oh my God.
Oh listen, this for me goes back to a game we've talked a little bit about in depth. It's the Steelers and the Bengals, and not having the offensive line improve at all from last season to game 1 of this season, knowing that Joe Burrow is absolutely the most integral piece of that franchise. You've got to do better, Zach Taylor. You have to, as a former quarterback as well, a legend at the University of Nebraska, you've got to do better. So for that, I say, Zach Taylor, congrats, Brian.
Yeah. My congrats, Brian, really just kind of goes to the San Francisco 49ers, who retained their best quarterback and then didn't start him. So, you've got an obviously better starter, and I think we'll see that change by week 4. But ultimately, I mean, we're learning now that Trey Lance is not yet the fucking answer in San Francisco. So, all right. So this next segment does not change.
Nope.
So we'll keep that the same. Let's jump into some damn K.
Damn.
All right. I'll start this one off, man. It's got to go to Gino. It's got to go to Gino. Dude.
I wish Andy was here.
They tried to write me off, but I ain't right back.
I ain't right back.
Bars, Gino. Talk that shit, son. Good for him. Just, I mean, the weight of the world was on his shoulders, in that game. He was not expected to win that game. That offense was not expected to win, even though they were at home in one of the most difficult NFL stadiums to play in from a visitor standpoint. And they pull off the win. And Geno Smith is a fucking hero in the eyes of the sixth man, which is a rabid fan base whenever things are good.
Yeah.
So, beating old Russ so fucking cringy, let's ride. Yeah, that for me is my damn K for the week. Gary, what do you got?
Oh, look, I'm gonna be a little bit of a homer on this one. I had 3 or 4 plays that I thought were tremendous. Runner-up Justin Jefferson, who had a tremendous first week of the season, but
ball out.
Jahan Dotson, that last catch, the game-winning touchdown, the way he went around the DB to make that catch, and that was the moment that I put that post on Facebook, and I said, "Listen, Ron, you got one over on me.
Yeah.
I'm eating crow because I bitched about the pick. I did. Yeah. I bitched about it. I said, God damn it, I wanted Chris Olave, but Jahan Dotson can fucking play."
The surprise in all of that was really just a surprise to you. Like, I don't think that you should have slept on Jahan Dotson. I really don't.
I'm eating it. I'm eating the crow on it for sure. And for that, I say, good on you, Ron. But damn, Kay.
I mean, Young Wei Koo scoring more fantasy points than Aaron Rodgers, and we talked about that earlier in the show. Aaron, be sure to rewind here after the show's over and check back on that because my man was going off.
Dude hit a grip.
Yeah, more fantasy points than Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers off the ayahuasca, not able to fucking get anything together with that offense, and
struggling.
Yeah, it was a very interesting but fucked up week one. I mean, obviously we know. I feel like this, all in all, just really kind of goes to show you that the preseason is fucking irrelevant. So, Gary, I think we're good. What any closing thoughts here for the episode?
Yeah, I'm excited. Football's back. We had a good first week, but I don't want to diminish the fact that it is week one, right? There were some things to take away. If you're a Bills fan, you got to feel real fucking good. You got to feel real fucking good with the way you hit on all cylinders right out the gate. But Super other teams don't panic, right? Andy mentioned the whole 0-7 with the 7 quarterbacks who played 0 snaps in the preseason. There's a reason for that, right? So they're going to knock the rust off. They're going to be okay. Their coaches feel like they're going to be okay. So week one, don't overreact. We had a little bit of fun with our Cap Facts section, overreaction for week one. But if you're a fan of a team that struggled in week one, don't overreact. But if you're a fan that played good and won their game in week one, also don't overreact. Give us a couple of weeks. Let's get through the first quarter poll of the season, and we'll see where everybody stands.
100%. Can't give in to the week one bullshit. I mean, ultimately, they got to shake the rust off. The first few weeks of this is the preseason, as we've said before. So, ultimately, I feel confident in my ability to choose the Bucks. So, the Bills. Excuse me. I feel confident in my ability to choose the Bills, and I'm good with that. The Cowboys are going to turn out to be a dumpster fire. So,
you'll get a new coach.
Just a regular year, and we'll get the coach. We'll get the coach that I wanted because I was devoutly against Mike McCarthy, and I'm hoping that this is the road to Sean Payton. And the road to Sean Payton with an unlimited budget like Jerry Jones turns into another Super Bowl appearance.
I don't want Sean Payton in the NFC East.
Yeah, I don't think you do either. I don't think the NFL wants Sean Payton as far as any of the other 31 fucking teams. Yeah. Aaron Alta says Dax Abuela bringing an egg to rub on his thumb. And the only thing you're missing is some fucking Vicks Vapor Rub, dude. That's some shit that we religiously. It's an onion, by the way. You cut it in half. Sana colita de rana. It's the Spanish lullaby, which actually literally translates to rub the ass of a frog.
Oh.
Yep, there you go. Who's back up in Dallas? Cooper Rush is back up in Dallas. And we're
in Rush we trust.
Yeah, and we do not have Allstate because we're not in good hands. So it's gonna be a tough go.
Do you think Jerry
should die?
Do you think Jerry bites the bullet and goes to trade for a quarterback?
I hope that Jerry bites a bullet. Absolutely.
We'll leave it at that.
I would love to see him go after a Jimmy G, honestly. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I think it would be a good, and I want to end this episode before Stove responds to that because I feel like he would not be happy. He would not be. We're not getting the Red Rocket back in Arlington or Dallas, Texas. That is not happening. With all of that being said, I'm going to get off before Stove gets pissed at me. My name is Raul Herrera. I got Gary Freeze with me. This is the Backyard Blitz podcast brought to you by Backyard Sports. We're fucking out of here, folks.